Hey folks, Fantastic Gaming here, and we are going to look at my favorite Pokemon from every region of Pokemon so far. And I actually made myself a rule that I cannot pick starters, legendaries, or mythical Pokemon. So like Snivy, he's one of my favorites. I can't pick him. Charmander, I like him, I can't pick him either. So, without further ado, I think that's all my announcements. And let's get started. The first region is Kanto. I have actually never played a game from the Kanto region, so not red, blue, yellow, but I played the Virtual Console versions, and they were fun. My favorite Pokemon from the Kanto region would have to be Gengar. I personally really like this Pokemon, both its design and its Mega Evolution, and yeah, Gengar is a great Pokemon. If you guys don't use him on your team, you should. He learns a lot of good moves. He's a great guy. I also like his pre-evolutions of Ghastly and Haunter, and I think that the whole Ghost and Poison typing was a creative idea. Next region is the Johto region, and I have a lot of history with this region. My first Pokemon games were Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and yeah, that brings back a lot of childhood memories. My favorite Pokemon from the Johto region would have to be Scizor, and the reason being, in my playthrough of X and Y, Generation 6, Scizor was on my team, and he's pretty good in X and Y, and he actually helped me through the Elite Four, and his Mega Evolution I really like. I wasn't able to use it, because I didn't find the stone in time, but Scizor is a great Pokemon. I recommend that you use him as well. And there's not really much for me to say about Scyther. I like Scyther as a Pokemon, but I feel like he's a bit overrated. My next region is the Hoenn region, and Hoenn is actually probably my least favorite region. And the reason being because I feel like a lot of the Pokemon's designs are just crap. And I played Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, and I gotta say, I really didn't enjoy them. But if I had to pick a favorite Pokemon from this region, it would be Metagross, Champion Stevens Metagross. And I like Metagross, the reason being, it has an amazing Mega Evolution. Completely, it's probably the best Mega Evolution. And it's got an amazing evolution line. I like Metang. He was one of my first Pokemon cards. Next region, Sinnoh. I like Sinnoh a lot, but there's not really much for me to say about it. I just like the region. The overall story I like the story in the Sinnoh region. My favorite Pokemon, I'm actually kind of cheating. I like Yanmega, and it debuted in Generation 4, but it is actually a Johto Pokemon because of its pre-evolved form Yanma being a Johto Pokemon. And I personally can't wait for the day that Yanmega finally gets that Mega Evolution. He deserves it. Next region is my personal favorite region, with the overall best story, the Unova region. And again, I have a lot of history with the Unova region. I didn't complete Black and White, but they were amazing games. And Getsis was probably my favorite character. And I picked a lot of Pokemon that could have been my favorite, but overall I think Darmanitan is my favorite, and the reason being that in my it was actually Pokemon White. In my Pokemon White version I picked Snivy, but like I said, we can't do starters. So I picked Snivy, and I got what's his name? Darumaka, and I evolved it into a level 55 Darmanitan, and this thing destroyed everything. It was so overpowered, it knew Flare Blitz, so it was destroying everything left and right. My next region is the Kalos region, and I really have nothing to say. This region, it marked a big point in Pokemon's history with the introduction of Mega Evolution, 3D graphics, etc., etc. The fairy type, but it's like Cohen. The Pokemon designs are, I like the designs in Kalos, but the overall game just wasn't there. Team Flyer was an idiot. But my favorite Pokemon from the Kalos region is Aurorus, and I actually like fossil Pokemon. I actually can say that, and not be ashamed. I like Amora and Aurorus. They're great Pokemon. I didn't have one on my team, but there was definitely a spot open for one. And the last region, the most recent, the Alola region, we have the Pony, Memele, Akala, and Ua Islands. And then you got the Aether Foundation there. And this is probably the second best story in Pokemon. I really like the part, spoiler alert, where Lucamine fuses with Nihilego, which is also my favorite Pokemon. I love Nihilego. It's an amazing Pokemon. But anyways, it's the second best story in all Pokemon history. My favorite Pokemon, since I can't pick out Nihilego, since technically it's a legendary Pokemon, would have to be Rockruff, and it's just adorable. I have a pug, and his name is Hank, and he's a puppy, and so is Rockruff, and he kind of reminds me of a pug, so there's that to factor in. I also like his evolutions, the midday form and midnight form. I play both versions, but Pokemon Moon was the first version I played, and the Lycanroc midnight form, I love it. And it's just amazing. One thing I don't like is that it's a werewolf, okay? So it should be a rock and dark type, and to complement the dual typing of the midnight, the midday should be a rock and ground type, because, it's like a wolf. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this either. And that's the end of our video, folks. So I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next video. Also, leave what I should do for my next video in the comments, what you guys think, and I'll see you then.